Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the draft. NFL draft starting in a couple minutes, so I decided to get on here a little early. Um, Hopefully, we'll be able to have some fun, talk about some draft stuff and uh, the fantasy impact. I also have a mock draft that I did. 12 team super flex, did 2 rounds, so I'm gonna probably do that as we're going along and see how my draft matches up with who gets drafted. Um, so it'll be a lot of fun. Glad you guys are here with me. Let's get ready to watch one of the biggest days in the NFL, the draft. It's exciting to see people there again as opposed to the uh, internet one that we did. I mean, that one was cool too, but it's a lot more fun when there's actually people there and everybody's getting excited about draft picks and stuff. So, and shout out to Cleveland being the host of the draft. That's awesome. So, who does everybody think is going to be the first draft pick, huh? Let me bust out my notebook. Where did I put my notebook? Sorry, I'm not in my house, so being able to stream and watch and all kinds of stuff is kind of hard because I'm not in my house. I'm in the hotel. I'm on military orders right now. So I'm in a hotel, so it's kind of hard. I don't have my setup, and I don't know what I did with my notebook. I just had it. What to do with it? It's underneath of me. I'm kind of excited to be doing my. This is my third episode, fourth episode, episode 4, quarterbacks, tight end. I wrote the wrong episode in the title. I'll have to fix that. This is episode 3. I did quarterback rankings. I did tight end rankings, and now we're doing a draft special. Yay! Third episode, and I'm already doing a draft special. That's like hot stuff right there. Everybody think Trevor Lawrence is going first? You know, I was watching some film on Zach Wilson, and uh, I like how he throws the ball. I think he's going to do good. I'm excited to see what all quarterbacks go. And if I get up linebacker in the first round, don't mind me because that will upset me to no end. We do not need a linebacker. They need to do something different than that. I'm also excited to see how Urban Meyer does as a Urban Meyer does as an NFL coach. I really like Greeny. I think he's a good analyst. I used to listen to Mike and Mike all the time in the morning. It was freaking awesome.
Still standing. Who's going to get them? Will they wait for them to fall in their lap? What happens? The intrigue now is about the remaining quarterbacks to go to the Big Five. For a million different reasons, the process is so different from normal. How will that impact what we see? I think that there were a bunch of surprises, and I know that may sound cliche, but it's true in this draft. I think you're going to see some players that maybe we talked about a couple of months as being guys who maybe teams had to report. They quite honestly weren't that high. And some people didn't get a whole lot of attention. You wind up going tonight and you go, oh, wow, I didn't expect that one. Why is that? Because of the gaps in information. The kind of like.
Sorry, I'm just posting to everywhere that I'm live. I don't know how to get the link before I go on. I need to figure that out so that I can do all this before I start my live podcast. As I said, this is my third episode, so I'm still new. So trying to figure all this out.
And which general manager can put a team deal, especially number 4 when you get to Atlanta? Are you going to stay with Matt Ryan? Are you going to take the best player available, maybe in the crowd pitch? You take the quarterback. And Cincinnati.
So while we're in between picks and stuff, hey, what's up, K9? I'll go over my mock draft that I did for fantasy. Just reminding you that it's a 12-team Superflex fantasy mock draft. And I did the first 2 rounds. So I have 24 picks. So obviously, round 1, first pick is Trevor Lawrence. He's going to be the guy in Jacksonville. He's going to be the number 1 quarterback drafted this year. He's going to start. He is touted as the next great thing since Andrew Luck. He's a generation talent. The Jacksonville Jaguars need to address wide receiver. They got a couple of good ones, but I don't think they have a true number 1. So for him to hit his potential, his completion percentage got better, and his touchdown to interception ratio was great, and he had an outstanding average per pass. So Trevor Lawrence is definitely going to be your first pick in any Superflex draft. And yeah, he's definitely going to be the number 1 guy to go tonight. So we'll see how long that pick takes. Sometimes they like to milk the clock even when everybody knows what's going on. Number 2 in my rookie mock draft, I have Zach Wilson. Just watching his tape, I like how he throws. I have him over Justin Fields, and if I had the second rookie pick in a draft, I would take Zach Wilson. So that's why I have him here, because I would take him. There we go. I got everything sent out, so now I don't have to deal with that anymore. So Zach Wilson, number 2 pick in the mock draft. Hey Corey, what's up? He actually ended with a higher completion percentage than Trevor Lawrence in his career. He was up there at 70. So he's got some pretty good accuracy. I saw some of his tape, and I saw some throws that were very Patrick Mahomes-esque. We're talking rookies right now, Corey. It's the draft. Tom Brady's old. He did go up against easier competition, but he he went and improved. And you want to see improvement every year from your quarterback, and he did that. So, and if the Jets take him at number 2, then I don't see any reason why he wouldn't go number 2 in your fantasy draft. His tape looked good. He made some, like I said, he made some Patrick Mahomes type plays. So, I think he's going to be a real good guy as long as the Jets have gotten their heads out of their butts and don't destroy him like they did Darnold. I have not seen that come across. I don't think that would happen ever in the history of the NFL. The Steelers would not trade their first-round pick to the Ravens. Sorry. I know you're a Ravens fan. Come on, the draft was supposed to start 10 minutes ago. Why are we still listening to music? I need to get some picks going so I can talk about them. So we'll keep going through this rookie mock draft while we're waiting. At number 3, I have Naji Harris. He showed major improvements in his yards and touchdowns as he went through his college career. And this last year, he improved his boost. I don't know how you fix that, but like his burst. So like when he hit the hole, you could see him burst through it and get yardage. So that improved. Yeah, they definitely are making it more of a show now, especially I guess since it's like a couple hours long tonight. But I'm ready to get to the picks. And he doubled his receptions, like almost doubled them. I think he was at 32 the year before, and he was at 7. No, he was at 42 the year before, and then he was at 71 this past year. So he almost doubled his catches. So he showed improvement in catching the ball. His yards per touch average didn't really go down for such a big jump in touches that he got. Like he almost got like 200 more touches in the year, and his yards per average only went down by like two yards. I mean, that's a pretty good drop, but it was still pretty good. It was like 5.8. The video I saw of him, like the tape I watched, he hits the hole well. He's more of like a one-cut running back. Like he'll see the hole, make his cut, and get through the hole. All right, it looks like we're starting. Let's see what Roger Goodell has to say. We're live now. Oh, they got Joe Thomas out there, it looks like. Oh, there's the Steelers fans. Go Steelers! So, and I think if Pittsburgh grabs Naji Harris, I still wouldn't take him over Trevor Lawrence or Zach Wilson in a super flex, but if the Steelers take him, if you're in a 1 QB league, Naji Harris is definitely the number 1 pick in a non-super flex league, because him on the Steelers would be a great Matt pairing. At number 4, I have Justin Fields. I warmed up to him as I watched more tape. A lot of the tape I watched, I was not impressed with his throws. They seemed behind, that kind of thing, and like not very accurate. But as I watched more, he did get better. I still would take the other 2 guys over him. I mean, Zach Wilson has rushing ability too. Justin Fields has some, and so does Zach Wilson. So I don't see any reason why I would take Fields over Zach Wilson in the fantasy draft. His stats all went down in his last season, but I think that was because of the COVID shortened season. He's a talented guy, but I saw some issues with his throwing that needs to be fixed out if he's going to be a top quarterback in the league. What do they? Oh, I think they have Goodell's chair from his basement on the stage, and they're gonna let a fan sit in it. So Justin Fields is my 4th pick overall in the fantasy draft. Then we go on to number 5. At number 5, at Jamar Chase. I have him as the top receiver in this draft. He's got more abilities to be a number 1 guy. He's got good route running, good hands. He's a tough runner after the catch. His stats back up his play. And when he was targeted, he put up numbers. Like in the games where he was targeted more than 7 times, he almost always put up 100 yards. The only games he didn't put up 100 yards were in games where he was only targeted like 2 or 3 times. Oh, it started. Jacksonville is on the clock. Finally. Let's go. Put this pick in early. Everybody knows what it's going to be. Just get it in there. So like I said, number 5 is Jamar Chase. So there's some breaks, so I'll go back over my top 4. Number 1 is Trevor Lawrence. Number 2 is Zach Wilson. Number 3 is Naji Harris. Number 4 is Justin Fields. And number 5, I have Jamar Chase. Just the tape I saw on Jamar Chase, he was freaking good. Like, he ran routes good. He made good catches. He made contested catches. He did everything that he needed to do to prove that he's going to be a top guy in the league. At number 6, I have Trey Lance because I think there's a good possibility. He might not be a starter this year, but I think there's a good possibility he's going to be a starter sooner rather than later. He's got good run ability, decent throwing ability. He did play against lower levels of competition than the other guys, but he's got the stats to go with his play. And like I said, I'm not sure he goes somewhere as a starter, but if he goes to be a backup in like Atlanta or Pittsburgh or somewhere where the quarterback doesn't have much longer, he's going to be the starter sooner rather than later. And I think he's got the ability and the talent to be a top tier guy. So I would take him next. Generational can't miss QB prospects. John Elway. Peyton Manning. Andrew Luck. Yeah. Trevor Lawrence, they're saying, is the next generational quarterback since Andrew Luck. Although I think Andrew Luck and him are in the same generation, so. My number 7 guy in this draft is Travis Etienne. He was argued as the best running back in this class this year, and some people were touting him as like the number 2 pick in fantasy drafts, but he dropped a lot. Yeah, he does look like Sunshine from Remember the Titans. But hey, Sunshine was really good. That's a good throwback to a good movie, though. Travis Etienne was arguably the top running back in this class. He has burst. He has great catchability. The only issue with him is he's a little on the smaller side. He's more of the scat back type player. So you have to worry about how he's going to hold up carrying the load. Like if he goes somewhere and he's the bell cow guy, which most teams are getting away from that. So I don't know if he goes anywhere and becomes the bell cow. But he has some issues with size. So that would be the only concern with him. And he had high touchdown numbers and high yards per average. It did dip in a little in 2020, but it was still like over 7 yards per carry, which is amazingly good. So the only reason I put most of these quarterbacks over him in this is because it's a super flex league, and in super flex, if you don't have good quarterbacks, you're not going to win. You got to have the quarterbacks in a super flex league. And number 8, I have Javonte Williams, who's been has been a big riser in the draft because of how good he is on tape. He has more burst than ETN. Like this dude is fast, and he hits the hole and he's gone. Like you are not catching him if he gets out into the open field. He's so fast. Excuse me. He has the speed to break off the long runs, good hands. He has increased his catches every year, and he's amazing in the open field. So he's going to be, I'd say he could be close to Alvin Kamara. I don't know if he's going to be as good as Alvin Kamara, but he's got that kind of talent. Why are they taking so long to put this pick in? We know who it's going to be. Just make the pick.
This is Jeffrey Clinton. It's exactly the same thing. He says that he's just going to run, just kind of semi-safe around on the outside here, and he's going to throw it to wide receiver. Then he just takes off downfield, and it's a touchdown. It's the perfect match.
Who is Devante Williams? Yeah, he's going to be good. Javonte Williams, yeah, he's going to be good. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets taken in the first round. I'm not sure how many running backs are going to go in the first round, but generally running backs don't go in the first round anymore just because teams are minimizing that position. But he could. I think if Naji Harris gets taken tonight, it could be a toss-up whether Etan or Javonte Williams gets taken tonight. But probably definitely be taken tomorrow night. Yeah, it just depends on what teams feel that they need at running back. Teams just aren't taking them. Like you have your undrafted guys who come out of nowhere, like James Robinson, who come out and are top 5 in the NFL in rushing, and teams are like, well, why we got to pick these guys up high when we can just get an undrafted guy that is just as good. I like Lawrence's green suit. It's kind of cool. Very fresh. Number 9 on my fantasy mock draft is Devante Smith. He's arguably the second best. Some people think he's the best wide receiver in this draft. I like Jamar Chase better. I just think he's got better talent. And Devante Smith reminds me a lot of Deshaun Jackson. Like he hits that long ball. He's good at tracking the ball on those long throws. He's very fast. He's got good hands. He adjusts to the ball just like Deshaun Jackson did. Like Deshaun Jackson could be miles away from the ball, and somehow he just catches up to it, and then he's gone. Even with that, Deshaun Jackson was very hit or miss when he played. There were some games where he had like two catches for 30 yards, and you were like, oh, no. So, I mean, that's the only thing that scares me with him is that he could be just like Deshaun Jackson and he could have those games where he disappears. Although his stats increased every year, even though his average depth of target went down. So he did prove that he can make the short catches and still do the same things. So, he might be better.
All the expectations on Peyton, and he exceeded them. And Trevor Lawrence has done the same to this point. I mean, I can't think of a lot of people that have had the expectations that such a young
Yeah.
that those two had, and they exceeded them.
Oh, the pick is in. Here we go. Trevor Lawrence, number 1 to the Jaguars. Let's see. How surprised would you be if it's not Trevor Lawrence? Jacksonville's like, screw everything. Yeah, but he's not one of those just speed guys like John Ross or Darius Hayward-Bay. He's better than them. Like, he's a better pass catcher than they are. So I don't think that he's going to be a bust. I think he's going to be good. I just would not pick him over Jamar Chase. Because I think Jamar Chase has just that better potential. But I think that Devante is definitely going to be a top. I could see him being a top 5 wide receiver for sure. He's definitely going to be a top 5 guy. So here we go. First pick is in. Let's see who it is.
The Jacksonville Jaguars select Trevor Lawrence.
Nope, there it is. Trevor Lawrence to Jacksonville. Look at him. He's like not even surprised. He's like, yeah, I know. I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the number 1 pick. Of course, you want your quarterback to be like that. You want him to have like that swagger. So while we wait for the Jets pick, after Devante Smith, I have Kyle Pitts. I know some people are projecting Kyle Pitts to go like 6 or 7 in fantasy drafts, but I'm not taking a tight end that high. I don't care how good he is. He could be Tony Gonzalez's second coming. I'm not picking him that high. I have trouble picking a tight end at 10. The only reason I'm putting him here is because he's basically a big wide receiver. They say he's a tight end, but he's a big wide receiver. Although watching his tape, he is a better blocker than I thought he would be. Like, he can throw some blocks. So that bodes well for him being like a 3-down guy. I think he's going to be a 3-down guy. He's going to be good. Tight end 2. Who's tight end 2? Kyle Pitts is definitely the best tight end in this class. After watching his film, none of the other guys are even close to his talent. It just like if he goes to Atlanta, that would be insane because he might be the second coming of Tony Gonzalez. They spread him out a lot. He's a big wide receiver. He's got good hands, good route running, better than expected blocker, and he's willing to block. He's not a lot. He didn't have a lot of yards. I think his most yards were 700, but he had like 20 touchdowns, 15 touchdowns. So he's definitely a touchdown guy. So you think the Jets are going with Zach Wilson? I think they should. I think he's good. I think he's the next best quarterback after Trevor Lawrence, personally.
Cupcake after cupcake, sugar levels through the roof, but the inferior competition did allow him to get confidence early. He maintained that. Think about faced no Power 5 opponents. 2 ranked teams. Carolina were 21-14. He was his career, but that ability to make every throw go that off platform.
Dude, he's got some touch, and he definitely.
He's a basketball player, point guard, high scorer, 15 points a game.
What, a tight end?
Athletically, arm talent, and
Oh, no. I wasn't saying tight end at number 2. I'm saying, well, they could pick him at 4. Atlanta picks at 4. I could see them totally doing that. I was saying in fantasy drafts, people are saying Kyle Pitts could go as high as 6 or 7. But I wouldn't take him until 10 in the fantasy draft. But people have mocked Pitts to Atlanta at 4. I think with San Francisco moving up to 3, they're not going to take him. So I think they're going to take Fields.
The pressure, the piece of this is he's from Draper, Utah, and now he is the new star on Broadway. And I know, Booker, you had a chance to talk to Mark Sanchez about being in a similar situation.
Yeah, and Mark Sanchez went from L.A. to New York, so it wasn't a drastic change. It was a shock. He used that word. It was a shock for him to go from L.A. to New York. So you imagine what it is from a kid from Draper, Utah, that played in Pro Bowl. Nothing against the people in Pro Bowl. I'm sure you're lovely people. The media is nice. But I've got one thing for you. It's not the media in New York. So how does he deal with that? How does the supporting cast, the coaching staff, the PR person, how do they make sure this kid...
Come on, let's get these picks rolling. We got things to do tonight.
Everything besides playing the quarterback position for the New York Jets, and that will be most important.
But Lewis, let's talk about playing, and particularly playing in this new
Yeah,
defense.
I love watching the draft.
I can understand why Joe Douglas saw him because when he hired Robert Saleh, he knew Robert Saleh was going to hire Mike LaFleur to be his offensive coordinator. They were going, I think we're on to something here. Look, this is just pro days. Remember, everybody got all excited about different kind of throws. Just roll left, throw right back across the body, across the field. Well, I'll tell you why you should really be excited about this. Not because Zach Wilson did this in a pro day, just because in a Michael LaFleur designed offense that he learned from Kyle Shanahan, who learned it from his dad, Mike Shanahan. This is Matt LaFleur running it in Green Bay. You see here, the hard play action, roll left, throw back right. Now, why does this work? Because you see everybody's moving left. The defense thinks the ball's going to be thrown left on some kind of flood concept, and they throw it back across the field. Aaron Rodgers does it beautifully. Out there in San Francisco.
No, I think they're going to go Wilson, and that's going to be that. I don't think they can screw this pick up. They're either going to go Wilson or they're going to go Fields.
No, he's not. He's going to break it back across the field. Jimmy stops, puts it on him beautifully. That's why you fall in love with Zach Wilson, because you go, hey, Michael LaFleur, if you could design some of those plays.
So after Kyle Pitts at number 10 and number 11 in my fantasy draft, I have Rashard Bateman. He's got good hands, decent route running. He's got the yards and touchdowns were good. When I watched his tape, he didn't really stand out to me though. Like I kept having to look for him. He didn't pop off the tape at me. So I have him at 11 just because he's probably the next best guy in this draft, and he's got the speed and the good hands. I think it really depends on where he goes. I think if he goes somewhere and becomes a number 2, he could be pretty good. I definitely think him as a number 2 guy is going to be beneficial to him because I don't think he's going to be a number 1 guy. Here we go. Here's the Jets pick.
With the second pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Zach Wilson.
Yep, there it is. Zach Wilson.
BYU.
And so Broadway has a new star. 56 years.
Yep. So I think San Francisco is going to go with Justin Fields. That only makes sense. I think that's a good pick for them. I think he's going to be good. He's definitely going to be a good kid for the Jets as long as they don't screw him up like they did Darnold. I think Darnold can still be good. I think the Jets just fucked him up royally. I mean, pardon my language. They just messed him up royally. You like 5'2". He's taller than you.
And so, Lewis, again, the lights will be bright on Broadway for a young man from Draper, Utah. That will have to be managed.
No question about it. Look, now the clock really starts ticking. Okay, now you're off the draft clock. Now is where you really, as an organization, put your stamp on young men like Zach Wilson and Scholar, determining
So, like I said, number 11 is Rashard Bateman. He's got good hands, decent route running. His yards and touchdowns were good. But like I said, he just didn't pop off the tape for me. So I have questions about him. But he's my number 11 guy. And number 12, I have Jaylen Waddle. Dude is explosive. Like, he's fast. He's used as a returner, so if he does any returning in the NFL, that could boost his draft stock. He's got good hands. I saw him make one catch. I was like, I don't know how he caught that. And he's good in the open field. So if you run him on jet sweeps and that kind of stuff, I think he's going to be a good guy. You need to use him a lot like San Francisco uses Debo.
Well, the marriage between Zach Wilson and the Jets seemed like a done deal since your pro day in late March. Zach, when did you know for sure that you were a New York Jet?
You know what? I wouldn't believe it till the day it happened, but this is exactly what I was hoping for. I'm so excited for the opportunity, and I know we're going to have something special, and so I can't wait to get to work.
It's been so long since we saw a player here.
He definitely looks like a quarterback. He's the pretty boy.
Can you describe what that's like for you?
You know what? The whole situation is still so surreal for me. I'm soaking in every moment. I'm looking around, and this is a blast.
Pardon me.
Zach, New York is a big stage. What is it about?
I think this is going to be good for New York as long as they don't screw him up, like I said before.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so at number 12, I have Jaylen Waddle. Returner, explosive, super fast, good hands, made some really good catches, really good in the open field. The team uses him if a team uses him like San Francisco uses Debo, then I can see it. Wow, they all look alike. Are those his brothers? They all look the same.
So that is a lot of tickets that they're going to be needing to these games. And there was the Jet draft room as they were reacting as they make their first pick. Again, they will have another first-round pick tonight, currently sitting at 23, and rumors they may be trying to trade up. And so we shall see. Again, they have drafted a lot of quarterbacks over the years.
So then that moves on to the second round because that's your 12 pick. That's a 12-team draft. Most of my leagues I do are 12 teams, so that's why I picked the 12-team draft.
Sanchez and some of the other names. So on we go. The Jets have their new quarterback. And so now the plot. We go from the part of the evening where we thought.
Yeah, this is going to be the pick that we don't know. 90% sure it's Justin Fields, but don't know.
From the Houston Texans. Now it belongs to the San Francisco 49ers, who traded a lot. You see on your screen just how much they traded to move up to that spot. And every assumption was, if you're giving up that much to move up to 3, you have to know who you're going to get. And yet, we find ourselves in a place today where it is very much unclear, even now, 3 minutes before this pick has to be handed in, where it's great uncertainty whether they will take the quarterback Mack Jones from Alabama or Trey Lance from North Dakota State. Mel, what are your thoughts?
Wow.
Of this draft. And the reason why I said that in August,
If they take Mack or Lance over Fields, that I definitely think Atlanta takes Fields at 4.
Play one football game at the 1AA level against Central Arkansas on October 3rd. They struggled throwing the football in that game. It was 15-30, but he brought his team back, running the ball with his legs, showing that athleticism. Mack Jones came out of nowhere this year. We knew he was pretty good late last year, but this was his first year.
So my first pick in the second round, I have Rondell Moore. Another good. He's really a lot like Jaylen Waddle. He's
I think he could be one of the best in this draft class. So, like I said, we're all over the place here with quarterbacks in the rankings after Trevor Lawrence. I think when you look at fast thing to see.
he's fast. He's got good hands, very explosive, really good with the ball in his hands and good in the open field. Another guy you want to use like Bo. like get him out in jet sweeps, crossing routes, that kind of thing, and just let him use his speed to turn a 5-yard catch into a 45-yard touchdown. Mack Jones, he does have limited mobility. He cannot move. He is one of the least running quarterbacks in this that I've watched any tape on. He makes some good throws, though.
Can you get out? Can you get those 3 yards that the defense is going to give up? That's what you're missing when you draft Mack Jones. I hear you with the processor. I hear you with the 78 official percentage. But at some point, the NFL is giving away 3 yards to the quarterback. He's athletic. And Mack
The
Jones,
pick is in. We're about to find out. Justin Fields, Mack Jones, or Trey Lance. He's definitely like, I would put him after Fields and after Trey Lance. I think he's better than Kyle Trask. He's got accuracy. He reminds me of Jimmy G, which Jimmy G is decent, but he's not great. I think I don't know. We haven't seen everything from Tua yet, but Mac Jones could be the best quarterback to come out of Alabama since I don't know who. There haven't really been any quarterbacks that came out of Alabama that were good besides Tua. So he showed improvement each year. Actually, speaking of Matt Jones, he's my number 2 pick in the second round. But if he goes to San Francisco, I might move him up. He might hit the first round. Because if he goes to San Francisco, he's going to be the starter there. Because I think he beats out Jimmy G. And he'll definitely move up in the draft. He showed improvement each year. He's not as mobile. He's got really good accuracy. He makes some questionable decisions.
The San Francisco 49ers select Trey Lance.
Oh, they took Lance. Trey Lance.
Trey Lance, who started 17 college football games.
You see the next Carson Wentz? So I think that pretty much sums up the Falcons taking Justin Fields. After Mack Jones at number 2 in the second round, at number 3 I have Elijah Moore. He's got good speed, good hands. Stats have improved with more targets, good run after the catch. And he might be one of the most underrated running backs in this league, in this draft, or underrated wide receivers in this draft. The tape I saw him, he was pretty good. He made a lot of good catches. He did some stuff with the ball after the catch. And he's really fast. So he might turn out to be one of the better wide receivers in this draft. Well, this is definitely a big difference in quarterbacks from Jimmy G to Trey Lance.
Here again, that play action fake out of the gun, and then launch a post route down the field and just put it over the outside shoulder. Here again, the half roll, the post down the middle of the field again.
I mean, yeah, he makes some good throws.
Here again, the slot fade that you see down the rear. You see offenses running in the NFL over and over and over again. And then the design quarterback.
This will definitely be interesting to see if they go with Jimmy G at the beginning of this year or they just give the keys to Trey Lance and have him just be the starter.
He will embarrass you. So defensive backs, when number 5 gets on the field, be ready. He's not trying to run run out of bounds. He's trying to embarrass you. What a perfect fit for this young man. And to your point, it fits so well. Of all the quarterbacks we're talking about, you know which quarterback played the most plays under center in their college career? Trey Lance. Who likes to run the football from under center? Kyle Shanahan. It's a perfect marriage with the run game, how they want to do.
It's definitely going to be interesting to see what they do this year. Yeah, he's got some good touch. He's made some crappy throws too, though. They don't show those on the highlights.
Kyle Shanahan's dad, Mike Shanahan. Yes,
Um,
the influence he had, and he's like that dual-threat quarterback. John Elway, beat you with his leg. Yeah. Great arm strength coming out of Stanford. You know, Steve Young, same type of thing. And then you have Trey Lance coming there.
Kenneth Gainwell is my number 4 pick in the second round. He's got good vision, good speed. He breaks a crap ton of tackles. He's only had 1 season at running back, though, so he's still kind of learning the position. Why he's not going to get the ball thrown to him? You guys throw like the lead. I think you throw less passes than Seattle does.
One of the biggest mysteries of the draft was where Trey Lance ran. Trey, what were those emotions like when you got that call?
Kenneth Gainwell has good vision, good speed, lots of broken tackles, only 1 season at running back, but he has great pass catching abilities. So he could be an underrated running back in this draft, and wherever he goes, he might be a stud.
What happened over the last couple of weeks? What were the connections like and the interactions?
It was super exciting. Like I said, I'm super excited to be part of the organization. For me and Matt, we're good friends now. We got to know each other, and I'm super excited for him. He's going to end up right where he's supposed to be.
What did you feel like the conversations were like with Kyle Shanahan?
It was awesome getting to know Coach Shanahan a little bit. Didn't get to know him too much, but he's an awesome dude. Obviously, what he's done on the field speaks for itself.
I'm sure the next conversation will be with Jimmy Garoppolo. What would you like him to know right now?
I'm excited to learn from everything he's done.
I mean, they did. They gave him Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown. Was like one of the top receivers in the draft last year.
Susie, thank you. That interview with Susie was brought to you by Snickers, and so history has now been made tonight, or at least it has been matched. This is the 3rd time in NFL history that we've had quarterbacks go 1, 2, and 3 in the same class.
Jim Plunkett, Archie Manning, and Dan Pastorini. Tim Cow, Sean McMahon, Akli Smith. There's like 1 good player and 2 crappy players in all of those.
Which is something that would be unprecedented. But before I get to the Falcons, very quickly, I just want to ask you, Booker. There was a lot of talk today on Twitter, Adam Schefter and others tweeting about the possibilities of the 49ers trading Jimmy Garoppolo. Now that they're taking Trey Lance, do you believe they must keep Garoppolo for the season? They've got to keep Jimmy Garoppolo because Trey Lance now going to play for day 1. And Kyle Shanahan basically told us, Jimmy gives us the best chance to win right now, regardless. And when you add Trey Lance, he has to improve on his accuracy. He will be ready at some point. But I expect Jimmy Garoppolo to be the starting quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers starting this season. Okay, so now let us set the stage. I told you 3 and 4 we're going to decide a lot of things. Let's explain how 4 will do that. The Falcons on the clock. It seems they have 3 options. One of them would be to trade out. It does not appear they've done that, as the pick is already.
It's a midget with speed. He's good, though. Like, when he gets the ball, he's good. Oh, here we go. Atlanta pick is in. It's 4 quarterbacks in the top 4 picks. That would be crazy. I don't think that's ever happened before. Number 5, in my mock draft in the second round, I have Terrace Marshall. He's a decent route runner, decent hands, not quite as fast, but he's a good blocker. Kind of reminds me of a Hines Ward kind of guy who was really good. And he's the kind of guy you want on your team because he'll get you the first downs. I don't think he's fast enough to break off runs and stuff like that, but he's definitely a good runner, definitely a good wide receiver, and I think he can go somewhere and be.
To read the pick. Here we go for Atlanta at number 4. Here's the commission.
With the 4th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Kyle Pitts.
Yep. Kyle Pitts, tight end, number 4. I knew that was coming. Wow, that's super high. He better be that good. I know, that's what I thought. I did call it. I figured because he's going to be like the next Tony Gonzalez. He's going to be that guy who's putting up 900, 1,000 yards in a season. I do know what I'm talking about a little bit.
This guy is 6'6" and runs 4'3" and has movement like a cat. Look how he just stuck. The defensive back outside came back inside and just had that slant over the middle of the field.
Number 6 in my draft in the second round. I have Amon-Ra St. Brown. He runs good routes, good separation. He had some drops in the film I watched, but he's a tough physical runner. That dude trucked some people. He trucked some people. So he's definitely the kind of guy you want out there to knock some people over. His drops are an issue. He had some drops of easy passes, so you got to be careful of that. But that's pretty good. Kyle Pitts with Calvin Ridley and another year of Julio Jones. That might be a dynamic offense again. Just have to see about running back. They need to get a running back. So the Bengals aren't going to take a quarterback because they have Burrow. So they'll probably go O-line, I would say.
As a blueprint to say this is how you use a guy with Darren Waller type skills and Kyle Pitts, where the Raiders and John Kirk are utilizing with Derek Carr. Absolutely. By the way, Kyle Pitts has good memories of the stadium that will now be his new home. He had 129 yards and a touchdown in the SEC championship game. That was at Mercedes-Benz Stadium where the Falcons play their home games. It was the final game of his college career.
Number 7 in the second round, I have Kyle Trask. He has the ability to be a top quarterback. He is super raw right now, though. I don't think they go wide receiver. They still have Higgins. They have Tyler Boyd. I don't know. I guess it could go wide receiver.
From head coach Dan Mullen,
but I definitely think they go O-line after Joe Burrow got his freaking head knocked off. So number 7 is Kyle Trask. He has the ability to be a top quarterback. Needs work. He's strong and tough when running. He's got a lot of decisions, but he does have good escapability. So he's got talent, and I think he could be good. It just depends on where he goes. Like, I would like the Steelers to get Trask. That would be nice. But I don't think they're going to go quarterback in the first round, which means we're going to suck in another couple of years. At number 9, I have Michael Carter. He's got good stats and decent speed. I really couldn't find a lot of tape on him. He seemed like a decent runner to me, He seemed like he was going to be good at the next level. We'll just have to wait and see. So I think he might be decent. We'll just have to wait and see. So the only thing I saw was he had great stats and he was fast. Like, I watched him break one off that was super fast. Like, he was gone.
Choose Wise. Choose Wendy's and get a breakfast.
So we got only a couple more picks to go, and then I'm done with my mock draft, and then we'll just have to wait on the NFL draft. So feel free to chat away. Thank you for chatting me up, Dante. I know him. He's a friend of mine. Appreciate you chatting me up. It's always good to have somebody to bounce ideas off of. So I didn't really watch a lot of film on these next three guys, so I just kind of put them in the order of where I've seen them going and things that I've heard about them. So number 10, I have Jamar Jefferson. He's just a good, big wide receiver, good speed. And most places have him ranked higher than this. And then number 11, I have Dianey Brown, who, wide receiver with the last name Brown's got to be good. So definitely have to see how things go with him. Another good, big wide receiver, is fast. There's so many good wide receivers in here. I can list wide receivers all day long. And then
History, the first Japanese male to win a major championship, Hideki Matsuyama.
From free stint as a homeless man in Paris, France, to the greatest show in mixed martial arts.
It's Iron Linger. She's an X Games rookie, but doesn't let it show.
And then the last, number 12 pick, the last pick I have in the first two rounds is Brevin Jordan. Right after Kyle Pitts, he's probably the most talented tight end in this class. He made some great catches. He's fast. He's more of a blocker than he's not as good at blocking as. Hold on, let me look at my tight end rankings because I'm pretty sure he was one that wasn't as good at blocking. Yeah, he's not as good at blocking. He's talented, but a bit low Pitts. And he goes him right. He's more of a wide receiver. And that's my 12-team, 2-round mock draft, 24 picks. Went through that pretty quick because the draft is going super slow, but I'll try to keep you entertained while we wait for the picks to come through. So here we go. Cincinnati Bengals pick. It's got to be an O lineman. It's got to be the top O lineman.
In the 2021 NFL Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select Jamar Chase.
Oh, no, you were right. Wide receiver. They got Jamar Chase. Wow. So Boyd, Chase, and Higgins. I think that means that the end is nigh for Green. Yeah, you did say it. You called it. I definitely thought they needed to get some O-line help since Burrow got crushed, but
Look at the separation on the inside slant route against Etan. So you have the speed. Now you have the route running ability. But the thing that I love is the competitiveness. When the ball is in the air, it can be the offensive ball, it can be the defensive ball. But I want a guy that can go up and make the contested catches, and he can do it all. Snatching the ball on top of the defender's head, keeping it ball. That's my ball. So he's everything you want in a number one.
Yeah, he's good. You think this is Burrow's pick? It might be since they played together.
Many people thought that was the best top of the receiver class we had ever seen. If Jamar Chase had been in that class, where would he have been? Right there at the top. You think about where he is right now with Joe Burrow, back with Joe Burrow. 20 touchdown passes Burrow through to Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase from 2018 to 2019 made dramatic improvement. He had some drops in 2018. Who came in? Joe Brady came in. Worked with receiver. Got that offense going. Jamar Chase eliminated the drops in 2019. Began great, but in his pro day, ran 4.38, 6.5, 200-pounder vertical with 41 12. Yeah, this is a case where you say, okay, you got Riley.
Yeah, I agree with my friend. I agree with my friends on my group chat. I feel bad for Burrow's knee because it's going to get crushed again. Oh, look at this. The Dolphins pick is already in. They might have gone linebacker, or they might have gone Devante Smith since Jamar Chase went. They're like, crap, we got to go wide receiver now.
This guy makes it a lot better. I mean, think about Burrow played 10 games, 32 sacks. He was on pace to be sacked 51 times. I just can't get that out of my head. Love the player. Love my other two guys. But I just can't get that out of my head. Let's see what they do when they come around. And address the offensive line. Speaking of Jamar Chase, who does he remind you of? The way he plays, he reminds me of A.J. Brown from the Tennessee Titans. Now, A.J. Brown is 25 pounds heavier. Jamar Chase is 2 tenths a second faster.
Yeah, everybody is saying the same thing. How are they going to protect Joe Burrow long enough for these guys to get open?
Because of their strength. Here, you see the ability to separate here as far as the route runner. You see him run the stutter go. It's just beautiful. But they did again, although he's bigger, he can win this way too. That stutter go is not as nice as the one Jamar ran, but nevertheless, it still has the same effect. This is where they are very similar.
I mean, they definitely need wide receiver help. I could definitely see them going Devante if they don't go O-line or running back. But I think Gaskin is good. I don't think they go running back this high.
A.J. Brown is a beast. When you talk about catching slants over the middle, just look at this guy. This guy looks like Mr. Olympia playing football who can also run sub 4.5. And he's going to just kill you with this whatever the catch. These two guys win very similar ways, but Joe Burrow has to be happy. But
Well, the Dolphins pick is in, so we're going to find out. Are you going to be sad because Devante Smith ain't going to Baltimore?
This has been Jamar Chase's dream since he was 8 years old. What's it like to be on this stage?
It's a blessing coming true, being out here with my family, experiencing, having this good experience. But, for the most part, I can't wait to get to work with Joe and back at the Bengals and the staff, so I'm ready to work.
All right, so now you're reunited with Joe Burrow, such amazing production. What do you need to do to be able to reach that type of production at the next level?
Yeah, I need to keep the same mindset I always have, keep working, keep being competitive, and I think that'll take me a long way. Stay on the right road.
Congratulations.
Thanks so much.
Well, you mentioned the partnership with Joe Burrow. They become the first teammates in the common draft era that were quarterback, wide receiver from the same school that both got drafted in the top 10. And you see on your screen why that is. In their 26 games together, they were remarkably productive. Now, while we were doing that, the Dolphins have already made their pick, and so quickly now, the Dolphins at 6. They were active here. They went from 3 to 12 back up to 6. They had them on clearly on someone. Who do we have? It's the all-bouncer quarterback to win. I'm what Kyle Pitts with an interesting, and he's been there for the Bengals. They've been there for the Dolphins. Now you add an 8 soul to help out that offensive line. Back on target. And you add 2 of them. Reunited with Devante Smith or Jaylen Waddle. You got Burrow with Chase. It works out perfectly for Ryan Flores to get the weapon. At 12, we wouldn't have got him. At 6, he's guaranteed it. Is it Devante? Is it Jaylen Waddle? Both great players.
I think they go Devante. I'm sorry for the Ravens, but I think Dolphins go Devante Smith and put Tua back with Devante.
there. Somebody can catch and run. All right, so again, the Dolphins have the third pick in the draft. They traded back to 12. They traded back up to 6. Looking for help somewhere. A team that feels maybe on the verge of challenging Buffalo in that AFC East and maybe not that far away from being a real contender.
Here we go. The Dolphins pick is in. Who do you say it is?
With the sixth pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Jaylen Waddle.
Oh, wow. They went Jaylen Waddle. That's interesting.
This is my favorite stat of the draft. Jaylen Waddle scored 17 touchdowns in college, and those plays averaged 44.5 yards. It's impossible, but it's true. And you know something? In a league where everyone is trying to
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, he is another one of his wide receivers, but dang. So I wonder if the Lions go Devante Smith right now because they need a wide receiver. They have 0 wide receivers. You know they're going wide receiver. Dude, that dude is fast, though. Look how fast he is. He definitely reminds me of Tyreek. And he caught that over that guy. He's not that tall, but he caught that over that guy. Yeah, they do have an issue with guys retiring early. You know, the Lions have zero wide receivers right now. They have 0. They need a wide receiver. So I'm sorry, but this has definitely got to be Devante, especially since wide receivers are going right now. Because I don't think they go core because they just traded for Goff. I don't think they go Fields here. They might. Yeah. And then they just traded away Matthew Stafford and got Jared Goff. But they need a wide receiver for Goff. I guess it could be an old lineman. He's 5'9.5". Dude is short. Dude, he is so fast, though. He just outran everybody. And he can catch the ball. He slowed down to catch it and then sped back up.
Jaylen Waddle, they challenge each other. They challenge each other with a bench during games. Then they come to the sideline. These two pushed each other to be better. The fact that they went out there and even played in that game, knowing his career is on the line. It's going to be a high first round pick. If you go out there and you play and you go down, flipping around and you trick it, look at him there.
Yeah, this kick return. Yeah, but I don't think their O-line is horrible.
The last time we saw Jaylen Waddle, he was toughing it out, lifting in the national title game. It sure looked good walking on the stage tonight. What was it like?
It was a dream come true. I think all the hard work that came into making this moment special just came into remembrance. So just getting that call, it just made everything.
What are the skills you can't wait to show off the Dolphins fans?
Playmaking ability. I think that's a key reason why they drafted me and try to make plays
Yeah, that's true. Golf isn't mobile.
Try to showcase.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
He's taking a moment there when he was drafted backstage, friends and family that are here to celebrate.
I got the hiccups.
Again, that good reminder that not only are we seeing the fortune-
So I think I'm gonna get off here, guys. I went through my fantasy mock draft. I'm gonna finish watching the draft. Thanks for joining me. Had fun talking, but
moving fast and furious, and on we go now to the
I'm gonna get off of here for now. Maybe next draft I'll have some people with me, so it won't be just me talking. I do appreciate you guys throwing stuff in the chat and talking with me, but I'm definitely gonna get off of here and might tweet out some stuff. So follow me on Twitter. It's at @RRealPeople. At @RRealPeople on Twitter. Follow me. Thanks, guys, for watching. I'll catch y'all next Thursday. Be there.
I'm a trophy winner. I'm a pretty good wide receiver. It's almost too easy.